Hey, and welcome to today's live session with the Urban Seer. Hi to those who are already joined. Thanks for being here. I'm just going to get started and cleanse the card. Hi, Judite. I hope you're well. I'm good, thank you. Hey, Risha. Hey, Kristen. I'm doing things a little bit differently now. If you just want to refer to the pinned comment, it's still the same. Free readings and in order, but I'm just having a little bit of a different system now. If you guys just want to check the pinned comment, thank you. I'm just going to cleanse the cards. Morning, Kristen. Morning, Jean. Thanks, Risha or Richa, is it? I imagine it's Risha. I've just changed the process a little bit easier to try and streamline things when finding people's questions, etc. And people, because I know they go in and out of the chat quite a lot. So if you just want to put your like number and name, thanks, Kristen, and then I'll get your question when I come round to you, and hopefully that will, let's say, just streamline things. Right. And I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today. Thanks, Jean. Awesome. Thanks, Kristen. Right, so this is Risha. What are the real feelings of Ajay, the guy I'm talking to? Thank you so much. Okay, Spirit. What are Ajay's feelings, please, towards Risha and this connection? Hey, Nat, if you just want to refer to the pinned comment, I'm just doing a slightly different system to try and streamline things. Okay, Ajay's real feelings. Let's get into this. For Risha, please, Spirit. Major Arcana, Risha. So this always talks about the significance of the feelings, of the energy between you and Ajay, okay? So Ajay is certainly feeling that, a depth of feeling, a significance to this connection. Now, the Star card is all about hope, okay? It's very much like wish upon a star energy when we see this card. So they are their real feelings. I don't know how they're presenting, if you're in no contact, if there's challenges between you at the moment, but kind of behind the scenes, looking behind the curtain, so to speak, to get to their emotions, is that I get a real sense of hope, of wanting this to work out. Can you see how almost idealistic the expression is on this person's face as they kind of imagine a future, imagine things working out, imagine a resolution, whatever it is on the cards that they that's going on between you two? They are still full of, the main message is full of hope that they want this to work out. It's quite a dreamy energy as well. This energy, full of idealism, full of I always think of kind of a bit unicorns and rainbows with this card, but beautiful energy, a pure energy. To those joining, hi Danny. Just if you want to see the pinned comment, I'm just changing the system slightly and to why as well. Just for those new people joining, I'm trying to streamline how I do things now. So if you just put your like number and your name, and then once I get to you, I'll ask your question then. It's just going to hopefully help me move through people quicker rather than trying to find their question, etc. And if people have left the chat, I can just sort of move on. So thanks guys for helping out with that. So we go to Kristen now. Can you check what Gary's feelings for me? We're not in a relationship. Okay, thanks, Kristen. Let's check in with Gary. Whoa. Spirit, what are Gary's feelings, please, for Kristen? Spirit? And I think everyone's subscribed who's here already, but if you're not, if you could subscribe, thank you. Okay. Gary's feelings for Kristen. The Hermit. So a major arcana again, which tells me that there's really a strong dynamic here. But the Hermit is someone who, at the minute, Kristen is separating themselves. Is the Hermits can be an energy of isolation. They're going through a period of reflection. So they could be, obviously this is in connection to you. So there is, I see them ruminating, reflecting on maybe what comes next with this connection, yeah, or their intentions of how they like to move forward with it. They're still in a place of self-reflection about it. They haven't come to a decision yet about how to move forward with this. And there's something also with the Hermit energy that's keeping them in a place of solitude. Okay, Kristen, so maybe they're not ready to go into a connection at the moment. They're not ready to come out of this hermit phase. This is just current energy, so I believe this will change, absolutely. But some things put them in maybe this connection, but in a period of self-reflection, of solitude and isolation. So they're a little bit unreachable in their energy at the moment. And you kind of just need to leave them to it and let them get on with it until they come to this decision or come to this insight that they're working on, that they're searching for at the moment, searching for some kind of answer, some kind of conclusion, which is an intriguing energy. Hey Anne, if you just want to check the pinned comment, just getting a bit of a different system. You too, Kristen. So Jean, this is for you. Thank you. Just whatever message I need to know. Thank you. So guys, if you just, I don't want to get too, strict about this or anything like this, but if you just want to put your name and your like, and then I'll come to your question when I come to you. It's just, but no need to change anything at the moment now. Hey Jean, this is for you. This is your message. What does Jean need to hear right now? Please, Spirit. So just put your like in the like number in the chat. But there's no need to repeat it, okay? So I'm just I'm working through everyone in order. So Kelsey, I see you. I'm just working through, yeah. I'm just trying to do it more streamlined so the chat doesn't get clogged up and that I spend too much time sort of trying to find people's questions, yeah? Right. This is for Jean. Sorry, Jean. Two of emotions, Jean. So this is two of emotions is about connecting, potentially connecting to another person who there is a strong bond here. So this can be a reconciliation of some kind, a reunion of coming together. I do feel like this time, because sometimes it can be about connecting to something that you love, you know, a passion project or something like that. But this time around, this time coming through, I do really feel, Jean, that it's about you connecting to someone that you really care about and they care about you. So I don't know if you've been hoping for this to come through because this is current energies, or obviously near future. But if there's someone who you deeply care about, where you felt some distance, I see that gap closing, and you being able to come together, and there being some kind of healing. So it's a very loving energy. So yeah, whoever comes to mind when you think of that distance and that maybe lack of connection and that closing that gap. Okay, Nat, like 4, this is for you. General for November. You're welcome, Jean. Really nice energy there for you, Jean. Nat, this is for you. So what's coming through in November? I'm drawn a bit to the bottom of the deck there as well, Nat, but 9 of Voices. So this is about working on our anxieties, not coming from a place of fear. This tendency to maybe get into your head, still working on that, still focusing on that in some ways, about trying to manage those fears, manage the worst case scenario. It feels very much connected to having to hold a boundary with someone or with a situation. Always in your head, yeah. So I don't know if you've got any kind of coping mechanisms in place, Nat, with trying to manage this anxiety, through meditation, Reiki, self-care, to try to get a handle on that in a way, because it can be quite life-changing if we can shift that. It's like having too much energy in your head and needing to allow this energy to drop into our bodies more, to become more instinctual and allow that to take over. But it feels very much in connection to what's causing this anxiety is if that you've had to be incredibly boundaried. The seven, look at this woman here who's really having to use so much effort and energy to hold her space, to hold her boundary. And this is what's driven you to this. This is what gets you in your head. This is what causes this anxiety. So just to work on that, to focus your energy, obviously a lot of your energy is taken up here, but Cameo, if you just refer to the pin chat, I'm just doing a slightly different system. Thanks for anyone new here joining. If you can subscribe, and if everyone can like the live stream for a free reading, thank you. But I feel like in November, Nat, if you can focus on really digging into some coping mechanisms. So why this is for you regarding Steve. So I don't do yes, no questions. Why? Just when you say, please will Steve contact me before November, that kind of exact timeline, or yes, no energy, just when me being an energy reader. But I'll certainly check in on Steve's current energy and see how he feels about this connection. And this will give us insight and guidance if you're happy with that, okay? Why, if why is here, just want to give me a shout out. If not, I'll move on. And Cameo, if you can just read the pinned comment. Thanks, why? Okay, so we're looking at Steve's energy towards you. Thanks, why? Ah, thank you. So Cameo, if you would like a reading, if you can just check the pinned comment and the revised system that we're doing. Okay, Steve's energy. This is really nice energy. Why? Muse of Materials in the traditional deck, this is the King of Pentacles. So it's ruled by the element of earth. And it's very grounded energy. It's someone who the King of Pentacles is someone that you can rely on, okay? So they say what they do what they say, and they say what they do, if that makes sense, if I'm saying that right. Someone who has a path in mind, Okay. I believe that they have a plan for this connection, okay? And they are, with the Muse of Materials as well, that it's that they are prepared to put the work in, okay? To put the effort in. This is not a flighty energy. This is, let's say, a grounded energy, an earth energy, someone who will show up consistently. And I'm hearing like wanting to make it work as well. So really good energy, something that you would want to see in a partner, in a potential partner. Obviously, I don't know your connection, even if you're in your separation. The main, so often I get repeating sentences, yeah, and it's like, I want to make this work. That's the energy here. That's the intention here. So if you've had issues or anything as well, wanting to work it out, wanting to work it through. Okay. So he's still, let's say, wanting to work it out, wanting to work it through. So Cameo, for anyone new joining with the system, if you pop your light number in the chat with your name, then it's a way to streamline how so I don't have to sift through all these questions. And then when I call your name, you can pop your question, have your question ready, pop it in the chat. And if you miss your name call out, then I'll have to skip, because there's obviously people who come in and out of the chat, yeah? So just put your like number, and then when I get to you, have your question ready. Thanks, guys. And if you are new here, if you can subscribe for the free reading as well. So Danny baby, I know we've got like 5, I think. This is, thank you, Y. Right, so I've got Danny baby is 7. Right, I'm just going to check the order now. So I've got people with the same likes. Right, Janavi, who is like 5, so that's the most recent one that I can see. So I'll go with that. Janavi, if you're here. Sorry, Danny, I'll have to do you. I'll do your next. Danny, so I'll do Janavi, and then Danny, I'll read for you, okay? Thanks for your patience. So Janavi, Spirit's advice for your career. I feel changes are happening in the background in terms of the universe. Yes, absolutely. I need to work hard now to achieve my goals. Let's see what Spirit has to say then. Okay, no worries, Cameo. It's just this is the first day I'm doing it, so there'll be a few teething issues until people get used to it. So no worries. Thanks, Scorpio. So Janavi, this is regarding your career, yeah? Whoa. Magician, Major Arcana. This is about keeping high vibe. This is that I really see this as confirmation job, Janavi, about you being able to manifest. I know that that's something that you practice. Maybe, I don't know how much you have implemented your career into manifestation, if that makes sense, like focus your energy there, your affirmations, your journaling. You might already be doing that, but maybe lean into that more on the focus. I don't know if it's just something to incorporate in, add an extra layer, affirmations, visualizations, all of that good stuff. So you are visualizing. Yeah. So you're keeping that high vibe. Page of materials is about that hard work that you mentioned. So about being consistent, being showing up every day with that effort. And sometimes if it feels a bit slow, to have patience with that. You are making progress. You're absolutely right in that those energies that you feel, that movement. So when you find yourself getting impatient, try to keep a handle on that and have faith, and not let that lead into doubt that it is moving at its right pace. It's unfolding exactly how it should, even though that can be really hard to believe in at times, but this is how it unfolds. And this beautiful magician card here to confirm that you are a powerful manifester and have the skills to bring that dream into the 3D, into the material world. Awesome energy. And this is Danny next. Thanks, Danny. Elaborate on the tower card that I pulled. Yes, the tower represents after effects here of a previous tower. You're welcome, Janavi. Yes, okay, so a continuation from that, Danny. Let's go for that. So like I said, just to sort of recap where out of energetically where I felt things, just exactly like you said. The tower effect really happened in the past. That big tower that was a kind of massive shake up and shake down can involve sudden change, sudden loss, and then this kind of aftershock effect of shaking out people, places, things that no longer align with you. So Spirit, can we have more on this, please, Spirit? More on this tower moment and the after effects. So funny, I keep seeing the tower card when I shuffle about 3 times then. So this is the road to success. This is your road to victory. So this tower moment needed to happen. The after effects, I feel, are still part of this. It's pushing you. The universe is taking people and things out and pushing you to keep leveling up, because this is your road to success. Outgrowing people, but also through materials. This is a particular, more focused kind of energy. Through materials, so this can be, number one, what comes through is that, you know, even though people, you need to let certain people go, there's also about aligning. As much as that is important, it's also about aligning the next step with the aftershocks, is aligning with people that can help you, who do match your high vibe. Yeah. Is that this can be about, I just feel like these are actually particular people in this card. So friendships, maybe family. I don't even know if it's a particular like trio. You know, there is actually three of you, like in a friendship group. Um, yeah, because the three of materials, in essence, is about teamwork and is about having the same goal. So aligning yourself with people who want the same thing, who have the same kind of beliefs of you, maybe who believe in energy, in Reiki, in that kind of in spirit, yeah, and they're into leveling up as well. They're on the path just like you, Danny, okay? And that you can actually help each other, yeah, when we can meet people like this who align with us in this way. It could be in a work way as well if you feel like, but it could just be in a friendship way. So take what resonates in that. Now, a separate issue energy that's also coming through, is there a particular conflict that you have had with, I'm kind of feeling like it's friendship, like other women, really, maybe women in family, or um and what spirit is asking you with this particular focus with these people is to question and to look closely. I'm not saying they don't align with you. You don't really get along with women, okay? So I wonder if that's part of it, maybe being able to try, hopefully, to connect with actually women who you can get along with, who can actually help you in a way that only women can help each other, yeah? You're scared of them. That's really interesting. I mean, yeah, I understand it if you've had failed friendships and maybe been betrayed, and it's a deep kind of hurt if you've had um been betrayed in that way. But I feel like it's come through to say maybe that's something to be open to, and maybe to revisit when you've said, I'm going to put myself out there, because you might meet people who are meant to be on your path. And when you do that, be, yeah, so maybe that's them in the picture. So you're being betrayed by two best friends, and this has caused hurt and scarred you, yeah, really. But it's also cut you off to something I feel like could help you. And to try to, yeah, revisit that and be open to connecting with other women, really, because I feel like that's a resource that could really help you on your path to success. Interesting that that came up, a very specific message. Okay. Kelsey Wells, are you here, my dear? You're welcome, Danny. Kelsey, just doing a shout out. I'll move on if I don't hear. No, Kelsey Wells. So guys, I will skip if I call out your name and you're not here. So moving on. Anne? I don't think you popped your like in the chat, but if you are here, Anne, if you could pop your like in the chat and put your question in, if you're still here, Anne. No. Okay. Meow. So I've got meow and then Judite. Meow, this is for you. Hi, meow. Thanks, Judite. Thanks, motivation. So I'll do meow and then Judite, if that's all right, Judite. I'm sorry, I don't know if you've got lost in the shuffle there. So meow, can you pop your question in the chat? Just saves me having to search all the way back. Thanks, Judite. Thanks. Thanks, meow. Sorry, is it Yashna? Yashna? Message from my soulmate, particularly about when we'll meet. So I don't do timelines like dates and things like that. I'm an energy reader, meow, but I certainly can look for what's coming next in love. Hey Trixie, I see you. I think there's a bit of confusion about the likes, so I'm sorry about that. I will get to you. Yeah, I'm just going to do a love reading. So what's coming next in love for meow, please? Interesting. 5 of emotions. Okay, so this is in the traditional deck, 5 of cups. Couple of messages here. Okay, so I feel like 5 emotions is about some kind of hurt and disappointment and loss, because in the traditional deck, when we see it, there is 3 cups that are upturned, so which represent the loss and a situation that didn't work out. Now, what comes with this is that there are 2 cups that remain, 2 cups that stand. And the message with the 5 emotions is somehow being trying to shift out of this disappointed energy, okay? And look at what remains. Now, one thing, meow, I don't know if this is a connection that caused the heartache for you, and that if you're energetically still tied up with that. So I just want to run that past you first, because there's some kind of reset, that an emotional reset that needs to happen here. And it's about there still being some potential left, which could be with a past connection, or it could be about releasing some kind of emotional baggage in order to move closer to your soulmate. But something you got out of a situationship, yeah? So there is something, maybe a remaining chapter with this person, with this, which is the 2 cups, okay, that still stand. It's like there's some kind of potential here. So take what resonates with this, meow, okay? Now, if that feels like a kind of resounding no, and it didn't feel right for you, this situationship, you feel like it was toxic for you, or just, not worth pursuing, then it's about needing to allow this soulmate energy to come through for you. the next person. There needs to be, you need to make sure that you have healed from this and unhooked yourself energetically from this person first before it, at the minute the vacuum is filled with their energy, yeah, and that you're still in that. Or if you feel like there's still some potential left and that potential is in this connection, then this is something that needs to be revisited. Okay. You think you found your person right after you got out of the past situation. And so is that an ongoing thing? Because that's obviously a separate question of, you know, if you think you found your person, then it might have been a better question to look at this person's energy. All right, okay. So it sounds like you're telling me, if I've got it right, that this past connection doesn't sound doesn't sound like it's something that there's potential there. It sounds like you're energetically wanting to move on and free yourself. But ultimately, the Five of Cups is about trying to shift out of that longing energy, that heartbreak energy, and being ready for the next chapter and being emotionally more healed and free in order to allow this soulmate energy to come in. Yeah. For those people new joining, for those people, if I can speak, join in, thank you so much for being here. If you just want to see the pinned comment, I have a different system going at the moment. Okay, so guys, if I'm right, I have Judite next, or Judite, I'm never quite sure how to pronounce that, and then Trixie. Judite, can you put your question in the chat, guys? If you can have your, you welcome me out. If you can have your questions ready, it just saves me having to sift back through the chat. Thanks, Judite. Put your question in the chat, and then Trixie is next. Naresh, there's no need to repeat the question. If you can just refer to the pinned chat. Sean, I see you. You didn't miss your turn. Thanks for being here, Sean. No, it's oh, thank you so much for the coffee. I didn't see that. If you do buy coffee, please let me know, and then I can, paid readings get take priority. Okay, Rhoda. So right, this is for Judite. Hi, Rhoda. Thank you. Right. Judite, this is for you. What do you need to know right now? Six of Voices. Some kind of transition, Jadeite. So current energies, near future energies. After Six of Voices is all about after a turbulent time, okay? Choppy waters. Moving into calmer waters. So this could be externally, things have been very up and down, things have maybe felt uncertain, or it could be emotionally, or both, take what resonates, but emotionally, maybe feeling very up and down. Somebody or something, a situation, kind of really testing you in some ways and pushing you. And the Six of Voices is the promise of a calmer waters to come in, more peace, more security and stability. And this is also about, brings a message of help from unexpected places. Can you see how you're not alone on this path? This is you journeying to a certain destination, to a certain goal, whatever's on your heart and mind, Jedi, okay? And this is, so it could be in a connection. If you've had difficulties in a connection, this can be getting easier. Also, the Six of Voices, final message, this is connected to our thoughts and our communication. And the Six of Voices says that certain ways of ideas, maybe about a person or about yourself, about needing to leave that in the past. This is an opportunity to leave certain ideas, certain ways of thinking in the past, and kind of making this choice as things get easier to kind of not return back to that kind of energy. So hopefully that resonates, that there was certain habits or certain ideas and thinking that weren't conducive or helpful to this situation or for you, Jedi, and need to be left in the past. So Rhoda's bought a coffee here, so this takes priority. So Rhoda, do you have your question? You're very welcome, Jedi. For your 3-card reading, and then I'll return to the 1-card free readings. What do you need to hear today? Let's see, Rhoda. Yeah, it's the Muse. If you got this, Rhoda, it's the Muse Tarot deck. Take a deep breath, Rhoda. Center your energy and allow Spirit to come through with the message that you need to hear today. Yeah. So we'll get an overview of your current situation, specific guidance, and future energies coming in. Major Arcana, kicking off strong, Rhoda. The Lovers. So this can be exactly what it says on the tin, in the sense that this is about a love connection. This is often a twin flame energy, karmic, but it can also talk about the Lovers. This is about, in a broader sense, connecting with things that we love and deepening a connection, our emotional journey, our soul journey, what we love, what we're passionate about, and deepening our connection with that. So I just want to check in with you, Rhoda, if there's some issues, or that if it's love and romance that is at the forefront of your mind, or if that isn't part of your journey at the moment. Because I just want to clarify specifically why this has come through, because it's kind of a broad message. Like, say, it can be talking about a karmic connection with someone, or it can be talking about just you individually connecting to what you love and what you desire. Okay. So this is Chris coming through. So this kind of, I'm always drawn with this card and with this deck about there's some kind of distance here. So I don't know if you're feeling that distance and trying to close that gap in some way. If there's struggles, if there's issues, like you say, you're obviously questioning if you should let this connection go. Let's see what comes next. Ace of Emotions. This is about new experiences, new feelings. Look at this, more love, emotions, which is ruled by the, in the traditional deck is Cups. So love, romance. This is you having some kind of deep dive with this. So it very much doesn't feel over, with this reading. Five of Emotions. We've had this card earlier about it being some kind of loss and disappointment. So in this connection, if things up to this point, maybe certain things have happened that have caused some loss and disappointment, and it hasn't worked out how you'd hoped, how you'd imagined. But with this Five of Emotions in the traditional deck, again, there's those two cups that still remain. So I very much feel like that there's more to come on this connection. Just with the lovers coming through and that, just being so incredibly powerful and commenting really on this connection. Ace of Emotions being like maybe going back into this, as in, I know this is a connection that maybe has stalled, but this talks about some kind of fresh start, re-entering this. I see this sort of going back into this connection. And there's still being potential here. When we see an ace, it's all about potential, yeah? Can lead on to commitments, deepening of a connection, next steps, all of that stuff. And then the Five of Emotions is about, I suppose, asking yourself if you can move on from if there's been some kind of disappointment in this connection. And instead of focusing on kind of how it didn't work out, look to what remains and what's left in this connection, because there are still two cups that remain. And I believe this is talking about another chapter. There is still potential here. So I hope that answers your question from Spirit. I know that you were in two minds, say, about, if you should let this connection with Chris go. Ultimately, it comes down to your gut and your intuition, Rhoda, but from Spirit, it's telling me there is still a lot actually here. Thanks, Rhoda. Okay. So let's see where I'm at. This is why I need what you call them? Is it a moderator? Okay, so I've got Sean, who is like 11, and then I've got Trixie, who is 12. Sorry, Trixie. And then I've got Alfonso. Thank you. If you're happy to, and then I will read for you. You've just bought a 3-card reading, so thank you for that. This is Sean. Sean, can you post your question in the chat, please? You're next. So let's have a look at the energy surrounding that, Sean. I don't do yes/no questions. Thanks, Ivo. But I can certainly, I'm an energy reader, but I can certainly look at the energy surrounding this, okay? And this will give us insight and guidance. Wow, okay. Major Arcana. So this is a change of look, okay, Sean? So this is things going in your favor when we see this. Good fortune, a change in look. If things have been a struggle, okay, the wheel can be a lot of effort, a lot of trying to push a situation forward and gain traction, and it can often feel that things are going against you and that the energy just isn't there, yeah, and that somehow spirit or energetically it's just not behind you, okay? It's almost like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And this is finally the wheel turning on this situation and getting to the top of this wheel, and then it's like gravity almost sort of takes over, yeah? The energy is there for this change. The energy is coming, is on its way. So this is a change in look, that movement that you've longed for maybe and wanted, and finally kind of having that breakthrough moment when luck goes in your favor. Very positive, Sean, very positive. And don't do, there was going to be a yes, then that would be a yes. It's such a clear answer. And with it being a major arcana, it's a significant shift, yeah? Okay. So Alphonse, I know that you have bought a coffee, so thank you very much. This is a Q jump, guys, when we see when you get a 3-card reading. So Alphonse, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Do you want to pop your question in the chat? Thank you. My question is about Jennifer. Will she come back to me and be my long-term romantic partner? We dated in May, June, and some contact still. Okay, thank you for that context. Okay, take a deep breath, Alphonse. Set your energy and allow what messages need to come through from Spirit to you regarding Jennifer. So I'm going to check in with her energy, how she feels about this connection, specific guidance for you, and then the likely outcome, future energies. Guys, if you are new here, if you can subscribe as well for your free reading, thank you. This is for Alfonso regarding, so Jennifer's energy. Guidance. Likely outcome. Oh, wow. Major Arcana, the Devil energy. Major Arcana, Alfonso. So this is a strong connection, okay? This is powerful. When we see the Lovers card, this is the Lovers, but with a different kind of energy, yeah? But with the Devil, this talks about, so her energy, this is her, okay? And I would say kind of in her stuff, in her issues, okay? This is trying to free yourself from toxic behaviors and habits and patterns that don't serve you anymore. So this is not necessarily talking about you and her. This can be stuff from the past, yeah? And that this connection has maybe triggered her. There's maybe stuff that I'm feeling that she's kind of old ways that maybe she's reverted to. That she doesn't like doing, like it's almost like parts of herself that she doesn't really like, and she finds herself acting in a way that she doesn't really like. And this is kind of a battle and a struggle, and maybe that's creeped in. Maybe this led to the breakdown of this connection. I know that you have kind of some contact with her still, but I actually see that she is struggling in quite a big way, okay? Because the Devil card has intense energies. And I do see her struggling, trying to be different, trying to work something out, trying to work through her issues, and kind of being a bit exhausted and frustrated with herself. So I don't know how clear this was to you, how much this came across in that stuff came up. She may have been hiding this well, and kept it behind closed doors, because the Devil can often be about secrets and buried stuff, you know, so it could have been hidden very well, or it might have been on show for you to be able to view, to see her kind of being triggered and in her stuff. Let's see what you can do. Oh wow, the Sun, another major arcana. This tells me to ask yourself the question, Alphonse. So do you think that this connection can offer you this joy, this happiness? The Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. It's about following your joy. Yeah, that's what this card asks us to do. It is a reminder for us. What does it look like to follow your joy? She lost her husband 4 years ago. Wow, okay. And she told me that she's putting her toe in the water and it scared her, but we were an amazing couple. So this is that heavy stuff, yeah? So maybe she knows that she wants to move on, yeah? And start a new relationship. But maybe, you know, all that I can only imagine can come from losing a spouse, about sort of the guilt maybe of entering another relationship, all that kind of dark stuff that comes up, the fear, the loss as well, about connecting with someone again, and getting feelings, catching feelings, yeah. So it's going to be a journey if you are happy to go on this with her, Alphonse. It's going to be a journey. So I think this is why this has come through with the Sun. You said it did make you happy. We had fun together and she was happy with me. Yeah, it sounds like it wasn't this issues isn't between you and her, yeah. It's the it's all the heavy stuff from the past. But it sounds like, you know, you were happy. There is joy here. So I feel like that this is, if your intuition and your gut is telling you that your happiness is on this path, is on this route, yeah, to follow that. I like the saying where it's like that we have to seek joy and happiness. It's not just like a given that we'll have it, you know, particularly in this world that we live in with all the challenges and the difficulties and the emotional kind of pain that can come, yeah. Um so it's about seeking your joy. So you've sort of stumbled across this joy, Alfonso, haven't you? This happy connection, even with its difficulties. But maybe that's worth pursuing anyway and chasing anyway. I really feel like that spirit is probably saying that. Let's have a look at future energies though. What does this bring? Ace of Voices, this new beginning, this new start, clearer communication. Voices is all about communication. It's all about gaining clarity. The owl representing wisdom, it being a white owl representing pure wisdom. Yeah. So Ace of Voices, I feel like I don't know how much you've been able to, Alfonso, have it out with her, or if there's another conversation. This is another conversation happening, but it's this conversation where you're able to get some clarity and really kind of get clear in your mind about what you want to say to her, and kind of lay it out on the table, yeah, in black and white, what it is, if you really kind of how you feel, really, if you feel very deeply and compelled and you want this to work, then you need to communicate that. And the Ace of Voices talks about that conversation that is coming next, and that this can lead to, this is the first step, Ace being a card of potential, of new beginnings that lead on to more of the same, really, more clarity, more truth. It's about really kind of taking a risk as well, maybe an emotional risk, being honest, pursuing your truth, speaking your truth. So that's what needs to come next to kind of shift this connection forward as well. Sitting down, maybe having a difficult but honest conversation. Okay. Maybe there needs to be, I mean, maybe you'll know when the right time is, okay? Because all you can do is, I do see it, you being able to have a conversation with her at some point. Just this being Ace of Voices, it's very much like an opportunity to get some clarity. If you felt compelled to express more, um, follow that intuition, but obviously don't. But trust your intuition when the timing is right to have this conversation. This is future energies, okay? So it might be coming down the line, and because we don't want to push this situation, okay? So trust your intuition on that if you feel like you need to say more, or if you need to let it unfold a bit more and have that right opportunity to kind of really get your truth out there, that this is what you want. So guys, for anyone's confused, these are paid readings which take priority. So this is in-depth 3-card readings for 1 coffee. Okay, so that takes priority. And then I'll return as time allows to, hi Tia, thank you so much. So you'll be next. So like I say, Annika, it's not about with the paid readings, it doesn't matter about the number. Alfonso, blessings to you too. All the best with that. It's just it's a queue jump, and then I return back to the liked free readings. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. So Tia, thank you so much. I'm just having a look at your question now. Thank you for my hot cup of coffee. Okay. All Tia, all noted. So this is for you, Tia. If you take a deep breath, Tia, center your energy, be open to the questions that come through from Spirit, okay? So you can hear what you need to hear. Let's have a look at this Leo then. What's going on with them? You are, Trixie. You absolutely are. Thanks for still being here. Poor Trixie's just keeps getting pushed back. I'll do Trixie reading if it kills me today. Thanks, Trixie. Okay, Tia, let's have a look at this Leo. This proud Leo. Their energy. Guidance for you. Likely outcome. The Star card. So Tia, they still are hoping for reconciliation. I know you said that there was kind of an argument that didn't really make sense to you, yeah? It's a major arcana as well, which tells me that, again, this is like a potent connection. There are strong energies surrounding this connection and them at the moment and you. This card talks about wish upon a star energy, yeah? So maybe that they're also as well seeing some kind of regret, I think, from it. It's because it's a very soft energy, the star. So if there was some disagreements and kind of anger, it's almost like, you know, when you say those cross words and kind of blow up and then you kind of feel bad after, yeah, that kind of regret and some guilt. That's what I'm picking up on, that just where they're sort of like clinging to this star as well, sort of hopefully. And it kind of feels a bit meek and almost like, oh God, like I hope I haven't blown it. Because they're a Leo, which is interesting because I said a proud Leo as well, that can play into it, that pride could be a factor here in coming back to you, okay? And might take them a bit of time to reach out and to kind of give in to this feeling that they're feeling, yeah, which is wanting reconciliation. This vision here, which talks about hope and talks about thinking about it working out. All this beautiful yellow, warm energy surrounding here in this image, in this picture. It's all about that desire for this to work out and to reconcile. It's a very strong message. It's a very clear message. Now, they haven't expressed this to you yet, but looking behind the scenes, looking behind the energy, this is what they hope, this is what they want. Guidance for you, Knight of Materials, this is that progress will come. Knight of Materials is ruled by the element of earth, so this is like progress. We haven't spoken since, but I've been nervous about it being over. Great to know that he feels optimistic. Exactly. Well, I don't think he feels optimistic, but in the sense that like he's worried that he's blown it. That's what I would say more. He's not really particularly feeling optimistic, but he wants it to work out, but he feels like he's messed up. Knight Materials is about for you needing to have patience, and I think to take it slow as well. The Knight of Materials is ruled by the element of earth. So we see this horse who is movement, yeah, who is moving, sorry. So that represents movement in this connection, and it coming forward. So reconnecting, but there is a need to, with it being materials, about being realistic, not just kind of like maybe what having a serious conversation about how things broke down in the first place in order to try and prevent it happening again. It's a very realistic energy, this. It's about getting real, if that makes sense, and not being idealistic, not being head in the clouds kind of energy. It's about somehow getting honest and getting real about this connection. Maybe looking about, how do we see this future? Where are we going? Having those kind of practical conversations. Night materials, like I say as well, it's about taking it slow and not just rushing back in. Try to have some boundaries with this so that it doesn't kind of bust up again. Have patience with this, coming back round, and have patience when it does come back round. Be wise, yeah. Don't rush in. Fools rush in, I'm hearing. Future energy, awesome. If you're able to do this, then you can just continue to build on this. Muse of Materials is in the traditional deck, is the King of Materials. So this is about a continuation of kind of working on this, building on this, allowing it to kind of grow and grow. And really, the Muse of Materials really has it together. Yeah, it's a very together energy. Can even be about financial improvements, living situations, really kind of melding your lives together in a practical way. What would that look like? Is the work situation, so building a life together, yeah. But it's very imperative that when you reconcile, to start off like that. The Knight of Pentacles needs to come in order to get to the Muse of Materials. Sorry, the Knight of Materials needs to come first in order to lead to the Muse of Materials. We can't jump to that without having this first. So just be really mindful of that when this comes round. Keeping a realistic head on your shoulders, and approaching it in this very practical manner, which doesn't sound very romantic and loving, but it's actually the basis of a strong relationship, and a good foundation is to lead with this kind of energy. Don't hope that it'll all work out. There needs to be that work and an effort put in so that it does work out, and be realistic. So I hope that resonated. It's actually really good reading, very positive. But it's just about doing things the right way when you do reconnect. Thanks, Tia. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, Trixie, where are you? Hopefully still here. Pop your question in the chat. Hey, Jazzy, just look at the Trina. No worries, Trixie. I'm glad that resonated, Tia. Trixie, my name is actually Trina. Okay, my question is about Greg. How does it look for things to calm down soon? And he'll break the no communication. Okay, so we can continue our relationship, see where it goes. Okay, Trina, let's go. Let's have a look at Greg's energy, Greg's intentions. How do we get to this? Reconciliation. Got the messages here, Trina. 5 of Materials. There they're still very much in their feelings, Trina. Okay. I don't know if there's someone as well who has a tendency to kind of ruminate and be, I don't want to say negative, but they can kind of get stuck there when things don't work out, if things go wrong. Because see this person here who is kind of in this darkness, yeah, they're in there. Is that you? Okay. Okay. With the five materials, there's this very dark emotions, okay? Can read as depression, ruminate. It's like that, you know, when the emotions get the hooks in us, okay? And it's really hard to shift out of that. Feels very, you know, end of the world kind of energy. So this is you. And in doing that, okay, I mean, I can totally relate to that as well. Very empathic to that kind of energy. It's really powerful stuff when it happens. But what it does is that it cuts us off to being able to see this gateway, which is, you can see this kind of golden energy and the light, yeah. And this is the communication, the reconciliation that is on its way, yeah. It is there. It's almost like it's just there. If you could turn around and just see it. Maybe even that you, when things go wrong, I mean, I know you're in no communication, so this is hard. Not, it's hard to hold on to this, that like it will pass. Whenever I see a five, it's very much that it blows over easier than maybe what we feel. Like now it's took you down and thinking maybe this is it, it's over. It, it's you know, worst case scenario stuff, catastrophizing. But actually behind you is like the next chapter, the next step, the next, you just kind of have to open that door. So I see that, you know, all is not lost. This will pass. Communication will continue. What you can do, yeah, that's, I mean, keep yourself busy, absolutely. Sometimes that's all that you can do. Meditate sometimes, but sometimes you feel too, emotions are too, feel too bad to actually be able to meditate, but it can help us shift our energy. Maybe like listening to something healing, Reiki might be more needed at this point if you're feeling so incredibly down. This is as well Seven of Inspiration. I wonder somehow there's a connection here. Very similar energy. You see golden here energy, which is like the light, the more positive, keeping out the darkness. This is you having to work incredibly hard to keep this boundary. You can't relax enough to meditate. Sometimes though, like, anyway, I won't preach about meditation. You have to stick out meditation in order to get the relaxation, really. But yeah. But you just do what's possible for you, whatever that looks like. At the minute, all you can do, just that I can't relax enough to meditate. It's like it can take people, it's like a long-term project. I always think meditation, that it's like, it's really quite painful to actually sit there and listen, you know, and your thoughts just run, but you have to keep doing it for weeks, months, even for that to pass, to get to the good stuff, to get to the good feelings. And some days, even if you practice for years, you can sit down and it's just torture from beginning to end. But what I will notice is that still throughout the day, that actually after doing it, that I'm in a much better state of mind and a bit much better, less likely to get overwhelmed, less likely to be taken down by dark emotions. Yeah. Seven of inspiration is putting that effort and that energy into you, resisting, holding, pushing back against that darkness and not believing it, not buying into it. Because when that comes in and it tells us that it's the truth, and actually it's an illusion a lot of the time. So this is the very hopeful energy, even though there's a lot of darkness here, but it's actually about kind of not believing in that darkness, and that's worst case scenario stuff that in this case isn't true. And it's then you need to fight against that if you can, Trina. And that to be your focus whilst you're waiting for this situation to open back up. There is the next stage, there is the gateway that's coming, there is communication coming back through. This isn't over, this isn't that dark end. I hope that makes sense, those specific kind of message. Okay guys, I am going to have to come off soon, so I'm really sorry that I didn't get to read for everyone. It's just as time allows. Obviously, like I say in the pinned comment, if you do want to have a guaranteed reading, there is the link to buy me a coffee. But other than that, I generally do an hour and a half. But I will be back on Thursday at 1 p.m. So I aim to do lives 1 p.m. GMT time, so UK time, on Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You're very welcome, Trixie. So if I wasn't able to catch you again, hopefully I can catch you then. Thank you, Ivo. It's just have to do it on a first come, first serve basis. But love and light to you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all again on Thursday, hopefully 1 p.m. Take care, guys. Take care.